Good morning, buddy. You ready to go potty? Yeah? You ready to go potty? Yeah, we are. Come on. Let's go potty. Oh, boy. Hey, good morning, one and all. One and all, good morning. Welcome to vlog 100 and, uh, I don't freaking know. Whew. Gotta get this kid out to go potty. He's good. Look at him. Look at him. Good boy. Came home at lunch to get this guy out. Honestly, also to do something that I kind of forgot to do last night, but I can get it knocked out. Well, at least get the files and whatnot. Yeah, I know I'm talking uh, nonsense right now. You guys don't get it. Basically, there was some stuff I need to get uh, on this disc so I can print out some stuff for my buddy. But I forgot to do it last night because I was kind of preoccupied. But Dutch, come here. Don't chase that cat. Hey, come here. Good boy. Come on. Good boy. Yeah, buddy. That's my dog. So yeah, I came home, got him out. Come on, Dutch. Let's go. Come. Come. There we go. The kid's a runner. Buenos nachos, mother truckers. All right, so as you can tell, your man's is off work. That's right. I'm off work. I'm back with the pup. There he is. Well, there he was. Wait for it. There he is. Hey, boo boo. Hey, Papa. Um, so I have a spot of good news. I got myself a little something to make these vlogs a little better. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna take a learning curve for me, but I am more than happy to learn. What is this kid over here doing? That's laundry. It's being done in there. There he is. But that's the only spot of good news I have. I told you guys a couple of videos ago, I'm back, and I think there are certain people that need to be called out, that I'm going to call out. So tonight is that night where I get to call this person out. This is not going to be fun. This is not going to be pretty. This is going to be basically rated fucking R. So, as you can tell by the title of this vlog, if you know who I'm talking about, then you know some of what I'm going to say, and a lot of it you have no fucking clue. I want to preface all this by saying that I've contacted my family, and they have, well, they've given me their blessing. Yeah, they've given me their blessing. I'm just going to put it like that. I was going to do it regardless because it's just something I've been wanting to do for quite some time, but out of love and respect for them, they gave me the blessing. So this video will not be nice, will not be pretty. And I'm telling you right now, if that's not what you're here for, it's not what you want to hear, click out, go away. If not, stay tuned because it's about to get really real, really fast. Okay. All right, man. Lay down. Come on. Good boy. Shh, 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 shh. Down. My dog, the contortionist. So, well, you were warned. So, here it is. The title of this vlog is the person that I'm talking about tonight. Willie James Lawson. Some of you that know me know who he is. Some of you that know me don't know who he is. I'm here to tell you, as I said before, this is someone I absolutely think, know, and feel that needs to be called out on their bullshit. Uh, Willie James Lawson, for 10 plus years, systematically took my family apart. And what I mean by that is myself, my brother, my sister, my mom. I haven't seen any of them in almost 10 years. Me, my brother, and my sister, we love each other. We don't necessarily like each other all that much sometimes. And my brother said it best last night. Um, we all lived under the same roof for X amount of time, and yet we're fucking strangers to each other. And he's right. He's absolutely right. Willie Lawson, was my mom's boyfriend many, 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 many moons ago. And I quickly found out, although I didn't understand at the time because I was a kid, I quickly found out he was the biggest piece of shit in the world. Um, but all that being said, let me backtrack for a second here. Uh, I've been doing some self-reflection for a while now. Someone actually brought it up to me, and I've been doing some self-reflection. And I am the kind of individual that I will take full responsibility for my action, my inaction. I will take full responsibility for my words, what I say, what I don't say. Um, I am truly 100% fucked up in every way, shape, or form. Layman's terms, I am a failure. I am a failure in so many facets of my life, as a father, as a man, as a soldier, as a human being, as a person, as a brother, as a cousin. And again, bless you, I can take responsibility for my actions. I can take responsibility and accountability for my own bullshit. Plain and simple. But coming back around to self-reflecting, when I actually sat down and really did some self-reflection, really looked in myself to figure out what in the fuck is wrong with me, I figured out that Willie Lawson is the catalyst for all of it. Every issue, every challenge, every problem, everything that's wrong with me stems from this one person. He is the beginning. He is the catalyst of it. My memory is, I'll be honest, my memory can be a little shoddy sometimes, and mostly because there's certain things that I don't want to remember. Willie James Lawson is something that I will always remember. His nickname for me was the fuck up. Everything I did, I fucked up apparently. And every time I made a mistake, I took the wrong step, whatever it was, anything, big or small. You are such a fucking fuck up. You are a motherfucking fuck up, Messiah. You're a fuck up. That's all you are. That's all you're ever gonna fucking be. You're a fuck up. I think that's probably one of the reasons why I'm so self-deprecating. That was my nickname for 10 plus years. And I'm not kidding. Now, mind you, he said this behind closed doors. in front of my brother and my sister and my mother. And there were times where he said it in public in front of friends, in front of my peers. To him, I was nothing but a fuck up. And that's not, well, that's big. That's not even scratching the fucking surface. His view of being a man is so fucking just out there that it truly fucking amazes me when I think about it now as an adult. His form of discipline, well, I'm just going to call it for what it was. It was abuse. Mental, physical, emotional. I'll even go as far as to say sexual. Some of the things he used to do to me, abuse-wise, was I would be hit with a cane on my backside, on my legs, on my hind parts, the back of my head. An actual cane. He used to smack me hard in the back of my head to the point where, like, there were times where I would honestly catch dizzy spells for a while. I couldn't see, like, he would hit me in the back of my head so fucking hard, I would catch dizzy spells even after it was done. That's something my family doesn't know, to be honest with you. They don't know that. I hid a lot of things from them, and if they watch this, they're gonna know now. He gave me a bruised rib on my left side, actually. Apparently, he was upset about something, and I was walking in a doorway. He was walking the other way. Me being a kid, I didn't know any better. He pushed me out of his way so fucking hard that my side went into the doorway and hit it, and my entire side went black and blue. And I mean, it hurt for a month straight. And when I described this pain to a professional and I told them what happened, they said, you didn't break anything as far as we can see, but you did have a bruised rib. Great. So I had a bruised fucking rib as a kid. But wait, there's more. I'll never forget this one. There was one time, I guess him and my mother were having some kind of argument / disagreement, and she was making me read his mail for some reason. And I guess when she heard him pull in the garage, she go away. And I guess they were still fussing. And when he went to his room, I heard him open up one of his drawers, look around, and he comes to my room with, like, it looks like mail in his hand, and says, did you read any of this shit to your mother? I said, no, I'm not going to tell her. I'm not telling him the truth. At that point, I already knew what he was going to do. Or I had an idea, but I was wrong. He said, don't fucking lie to me, you motherfucker. Did you read it? No. And he, from this close, he hits me in the fucking mouth. Hard. To such an extent that, and I'll show you guys real quick, get a little close up here. You see this tooth right here? Right there? Yeah, that wasn't always like that. He hit me so hard, my tooth got pushed back, and my actual lip got stuck between my teeth. I had no clue how, I had no clue that even happened for like the first minute until I went to the bathroom and I couldn't move my mouth. Like, I literally, my lip was stuck between my teeth. I had to pull my lip out, and while doing that, cut my lip open. Again, something my family doesn't know that I hid from them. But that wasn't always like that. That's permanent. That's a consistent reminder. He would chop me in the head, like I told you guys before, and sometimes he would do one of these numbers because that was his way of wake up, trying to wake me up from whatever, days I was in and whatnot, according to him. I have 8 chipped teeth in my mouth. 8. I counted them. 8 chipped teeth in my mouth. Because of that, he would hit me so hard my mouth would click and then chip tooth. Or hit me in the back of the head so hard that I would lurch forward and chip tooth. I've bitten my tongue so many fucking times because of the amount of force he puts behind the hit that he would to the back of my head. Another form of discipline of his was to grab my ears, right? You know how your parents, if they would cuff your ear like this and whatnot? No, he wouldn't go that far. He would actually grab my ear like this, you can see, like his hands were claws, and dig into the back of my ears. I would have nail marks in the back of both my ears. Because he would grab me and say, "Can you fucking hear me? You're such a fuck up. Can you fucking hear me?" I'd have nail marks and scabs in the back of my ear to such an extent that when I went to school, I'd get made fun of. And people would say, "You have a fucking disease or something. Or go clean your ears. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?" I got made fun of a lot for that, actually. Moms never knew about that. My brother and sister, I don't even know if they even remember that. What else? Oh, yeah, here's one of my all-time fucking favorites. Apparently when I was a kid, I guess, I don't know, I used to be a dreamer, daydream a lot, I was never really one to go outside. I was more of an introvert, wanted to stay inside. I was a dreamer, and he didn't like that. So he used to come up to me and literally do this, right in my balls. And I'm not exaggerating to any extent. I mean that literally. He would hit me in my balls on a regular fucking basis. And when that didn't work, he would grab my fucking balls so hard. And I mean, I'm wearing shorts. I'm wearing boxers. Hell, sometimes I wore 2 pair of boxers. 2 pair of shorts because I knew it was coming. He would grab me so hard, I have nail marks. I'm not kidding. I have nail marks in my genitalia when I was a kid. It'd be like little cuts on my balls and on my dick. Plain and simple. I'm not joking. My mom definitely doesn't know that, and neither does my brother or sister. I'm saying all this because I know for a fact, without a shadow of a doubt in my mind, that with all my failures, as everything that I am, as a fucking human being, as everything, I can take responsibility for those things. But I know without a shadow of a doubt that the catalyst, the very beginning, the person that instilled all that shit inside of me is Willie James Lawson, Willie Lawson. I like to say that I'm self-deprecating a lot. I do. But I'll be honest. The real reason I do that is because in the back of my mind, I still hear fuck up, fuck up, fuck up, fuck up. You're a fuck up. Consistent. I'm not I'm literally not kidding. I'm not exaggerating. That was my name. I wasn't Messiah. I wasn't even called Flaco, which used to be my nickname for my family when I was even younger than that. It was just the fuck up. And mind you, he wouldn't just do that within the confinement of four walls and a roof. No, 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 no. He would do that shit outside. He would make me and my brother and my sister go outside, go play basketball, whatever the fuck it was, with all our friends, and still have the audacity, the balls, the whatever you want to call it, the monstrosity, to sit there and say you're a fuck up in front of my peers, my friends. These are my actual friends that I hang out with. He would do that. He would try to discipline us in front of them. Hell, he would go as far as to think that he was the shit and try to discipline my friends in his own way. These are not his kids at all. Yet he felt like he had enough clout or whatever it was to try to go out there and discipline kids that aren't his. That's not acceptable. I was so scared as a fucking kid. And I'm talking like the fear that this man instilled in me, what the fear, the pain was so fucking deep. High school. Now, mind you, I've been around this man even before high school, when I was just a kid. High school, when I was still taking the bus home. A lot of you 90s kids, even nowadays, know what that's like. I would miss the bus on purpose. I'm not kidding. I would miss the bus on purpose. I would walk home, and it was miles. I'm talking fucking miles. I'd walk home. There was a Barnes & Noble that was built right down, like, a mile away from my school. I would save every penny that I had, go to the Panda Express that was right next door, get a meal, go inside the Barnes & Noble, sit down, grab a comic book, and eat. And I'm telling you, I would take my time. It took me 2 or 3 or 4 hours to get through that food. By the time I was done with it, it was cold. I'd be reading 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 comic books, depending on the size, whatever, just back to back to back. I would not want to leave because I did not want to go home because I knew what the fuck was waiting for me when I got there. I knew it, and I avoided going at all costs. The first time I lost my virginity, mind you, I said the first time, was a lie. Was a bull-faced fucking lie. I'll never forget it. I was at Barnes & Noble way too fucking long. I lost track of time. Completely lost track of time. I knew I walked home. It was miles. I knew when I got home I was in for it. Plain and simple. Now I'm saying this to lead into another point. But I knew the one thing that would deter him was a conversation about sex. Now mind you, me as a kid, to be really, even in high school, I wasn't that interested in females. I wasn't interested in sex. I wasn't interested in none of it. I wasn't interested in it. It didn't dawn on me. I didn't give a shit about any of it. I just wasn't interested. It wasn't my thing at all. I was all about reading, writing, photography, drawing. I was, trying to be creative. And I think the reason I was being so creative was I felt like that was my only outlet to the bullshit that I was dealing with on a regular and everyday basis. I came home and I said, Will, we gotta talk outside, man. Come on, we gotta go talk outside. I made up the story about a girl who took me to the bleachers after school and basically, proposed that we should, have sex right there at the bleachers or whatever. And I told him I did, but then I panicked and I ran away and I don't know what to do. And he tried his version of the talk, which mind you, to be really honest, I've never had the sex talk. Hush. I've never had the sex talk from my mom or him or anybody, any adult as a kid. I never ever had the sex talk, ever. And I know I'm probably not the only one. Move. I told him, and he was like, well, how was it? What did you do? Like, he basically wanted me to describe it and then give me a fucking high five for it. But here's the catch 22 though. I didn't get in trouble, which I knew I would have if I would have just told him the truth, which is what? I didn't want to come home because I knew you were here. Plain and simple. I didn't want to come home. I was too scared to come home. I was scared shitless of coming home every single fucking day after school. School for me was fucking. I would have rather stayed in school. When I was in school, I learned about certain schools overseas, and I can't remember right now where they damn near have school 24/7, year round. That would have been a fucking dream for me. At that point in time in my life, that would have been a dream for me. You want to know why? Because I wouldn't be at home with him. I wouldn't. I'd be somewhere else. I'd be somewhere where I knew I was safe. Where I wouldn't be abused mentally, physically, emotionally, sexually. I'd be safe. Sex. What I was leading into. Sex. My friend, I won't say her name. We don't really talk that much anymore, but the reason why I had sex the first time, or rather the second time I lost my virginity, which I actually did, I just wanted to get it out the way. So that with him anymore, I just wanted to just get it out of the way. You know, I just gotta talk about this and get it out of the way. So the first time I had sex with this person, I just needed to do it and get it out of the way. It wasn't anything special, romantical. It wasn't, I mean, to be quite honest, and I think to some extent maybe I was lucky or unlucky. The first person I had sex with, we ended up being friends with benefits for years after that. And I'm not kidding, years after that. Hell, even after I got back from boot camp, and we were having sex all through high school in so many different places. But it was always after school. And the main reason was so I wouldn't have to go home. I was too scared to go home. I didn't want to go home. I have a friend. She says this thing to me sometimes, and sometimes I think it's true. Sometimes I don't think it applies to me. She says that you don't let certain, you're not letting certain things go because you choose not to let them go. I think that could be true for a lot of different issues, for a lot of different challenges and things inside of people. But in regards to me, what's true for me is this. There are certain experiences that you go through. There are certain pains that you have to endure that are so fucking deeply embedded in you that they become a part of who you are. Literally, they become a part, damn near a part of your DNA. And I know I'm kind of going everywhere with what I'm talking about. All the stuff that I've gone through physically with Willie, I used to be able to name it off chronologically. I'm talking like on this date this happened, and then 2 weeks later this happened, and then this happened, and chronologically. That's how much I used to obsess over it. Now I don't necessarily obsess to such an extent that I remember everything chronologically, but I remember it all. Believe me, I do. He is a fucking monster. And you think what he did to me was bad. My sister was sexually abused by this man. And I'm not going to get into full detail, but I will use, I guess what they call it, doctorate terms. Sexually abused, sexually molested. Shh. And the only reason she didn't say anything as a kid, not really. I mean, she did, but she was so fucked up that no one actually listened to her. The only reason it's coming out when it did a couple years ago was because he wasn't around, and he would threaten her with saying, if you ever tell anyone, I'm going to hurt your brothers. I'm going to hurt your mother. What kind of a man does that to a girl? It's not a man. Not someone I would call a fucking man. I only found out a couple years ago because I was having a conversation with my sister super late at night. We got hot and heavy into, the past, and she ended up telling me, and I ended up freaking the fuck out and saying, why didn't you tell me this shit before? And the reason no one in my family told me, get this bullshit, because apparently everyone thinks that I have a very short fuse, I have anger management problems, and they know that if they would have told me, I would have paid Willie a fucking visit. And something that my ex-wife doesn't know is the night I found out, I was working a security job. I was at this construction site, working security. When I found out, I turned on my little Chevy Cobalt, turned on my GPS, and I started driving to California. I'm not fucking kidding. I was about maybe an hour and a half into the drive, and I don't know what prompted me to do so. I really don't, but I don't know how or why. I ended up calling my biological father, Louis, and I don't know how, because I don't necessarily get along with this individual. We have separate issues. He talked me fucking down. And I kid you not, he talked me down. I ended up turning around, going back to that construction site, finishing out my my shift, and then going home super, super early in the morning. I have been called every name under the sun except the Son of God by just about every female that I've ever been with, because I know without a shadow of a doubt I have fucked up every relationship I ever had. I've been called psychotic, my last one. The one before that, sociopath, crazy, dick, asshole, protective to the point of controlling. That's not exactly very positive. Stupid. See, the stupid I'm kind of used to though, because again, Willie, he would call me things like that. You're stupid. You're a fuck up. Everything you do, you fuck up. You can't do shit without fucking up. You are a fuck up. You never be anything but a fuck up. Messiah, you're a fuck up. I get it. I'm a fuck up. Got it. Too easy. I get it. I'm a fuck up. This is why as an adult I'm very self-deprecating. Can't help it. Can't help it because that it sticks with you. Certain things just, they stay inside of you. They stay inside of you and they stick to you, and they embed inside of you so fucking deep that it just becomes a part of your fucking DNA. It becomes a part of your person, becomes part of your persona, who you are as an individual, as anything. I know where this is going to go. I know where this video is going because some of his friends, family, whatever the fuck you want to call them, and I don't try to mean that offensively. I'm just, I'm feeling certain emotions, but they're gonna see this because, yeah, it's the internet. It's gonna get back to him, and I am not gonna give two perky fucking shits whatsoever. I'm just not. Fuck them. Willie James Lawson is a fucking monster, a fucking pedophile, and the biggest piece of shit I've ever known in my life. But he did give me one parting gift. Two, actually. The first and most important is because of everything I went through, or rather he put me through as a fucking kid, I'm not scared of any man that comes my way. I'm just not. I could care less. I've literally been through fucking hell as a kid with a fucking monster as a child. What man do I need to fear? None. And maybe having that kind of mentality is stupid, but go fuck yourself. Plain and simple. I don't care. I fear no man. And two, my very, very unhealthy, but now I am very disciplined thing with sex. That was like his way of saying you're a man. Is that, did you have sex with this girl? What would you do if you had sex with that girl? Oh, she's too much, you can handle her. Every other conversation we had in private was about fucking sex. And I was the kind of kid that I didn't give two shit, like literally. And this is going to be hard for some of you who know me to believe. I did not care about sex. I really fucking didn't. I would much rather be reading a fucking book. Matter of fact, I have a great example of that. There was a Harry Potter book coming out. I used to be a big Harry Potter fan, still am. But when the books were coming out, it was, the big thing. And I was able to find out that Barnes and Noble was having like a book releasing party, right? And my cousin, they wanted to go to a strip bar. I was invited. You know what I did? I went to that book signing. I got made fun of. Yep. No, definitely. Relentlessly. Especially by Willie. But he did take me to he dropped me off. This was at like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. So by the time the whole thing was done, if I remember correctly, I walked my ass home at like 1, 2 in the morning. Yeah. But I'd rather go to this really awesome thing at Barnes & Noble for a book release party where I get to get free swag and I'm a fan of Harry Potter and the whole 9 yards versus going to go see women take their clothes off and throw them in your face. I just didn't care that much. And because of this person just beating it into me over and over and over again, I have unhealthy thing with sex. I can, yeah, I can say that. Very unhealthy. I have since become a lot more disciplined, I'll be honest. I I have I practice a lot more discipline when it comes to things of the physical nature. But it wasn't always like that. You ever had to walk home after you get your teeth pulled out? I did. Willie didn't want to pick me up. He said walk home, it's not that fucking far. It was a few miles. I just got my teeth pulled out up top here. No, yeah, it was the top two molars or whatever you want to call them. And obviously, they put you to underneath anesthesia or whatever, and they put me down, got him out. He was supposed to come back and pick me up. No, he didn't want to. So I ended up walking my happy ass home. That was a long fucking walk. In the middle of the day, while I was high on fucking drugs, and I couldn't see straight, and it was sunny as hell. I'm talking, it was fucking hot that day. I walked home like that. Not exactly the most responsible parent thing to do. Willie Lawson tortured me. Tortured my family for years. I think my biggest shame that I have, the one that I carry with me the most, and I don't think I've ever told my family this, anybody really. The reason I joined the Army right after high school, literally 2003, June 2003, right after high school, or July 2003, whatever. Basically, right out of high school, was my version of getting out and running away. The reason I joined the Army was because I wanted to get away from Willie. I didn't know how else to do it. When I was a kid, I had suicidal ideations on a regular fucking basis. And I mean that. Of course, I was too much of a coward to do anything, but there were so many times where doing the dishes, my hand, I felt the knife and I just couldn't let it slip, and sweet fucking release. But I joined the Army to get away from Willie. And a part of that shame is knowing that when I did that, I left my brother and my sister and my mom behind to deal with it, to deal with him. And that is something that I know I can never really forgive myself for. And I don't expect to be forgiven for that whatsoever. Hush. I really don't. This kid barks at everything. Hey, come here. Come here. Get off the bed. That's probably my biggest and greatest shame. It's the fact that I joined the Army to run away from this man, and I left my family behind. And I don't think that's something I'll really ever come to terms with. Not really, truly. Like I said before, all this self reflecting I've been doing, I can take responsibility for my actions. I can be accountable for my own bullshit. My relationships, I fucked up. My friendships, I fucked up. My life, my issues, my own whatever, I take responsibility for that shit. But I know without a shadow of a doubt that Willie Lawson is where it all started. He is the fucking catalyst. And to this day, he has not faced justice for any of this shit. I bullshit you not. So I say this much. He's yet to face man's justice. And while I used to damn near have wet dreams about it, he won't face my justice because, simply put, I have too much to lose. I got kids that need me, that actually like me for some fucking reason. I still don't know why. But they like me and they want me around. So it's my job to stick around. But I know when he fucking croaks, he's gonna face that justice, the big guy upstairs. And while this might be sacrilegious or blasphemous, I don't give a shit. When that happens, I will be the first person to dance on his fucking grave. That's the vlog. I'm out of here.